Well, hello everyone, my name is Veriax and welcome to my Let's Play of Total War Warhammer 2, which is not the sort of game I normally play, and to be frank, I don't think this Let's Play is really going to get that many views, but if you know me, you'll know I'm not really about that. But what I'm really sort of like doing here is kind of getting used to recording stuff again, because I've taken a little step back from Let's Playing recording. Relatively speaking, at least for a while now, so I'm going to get back into the swing of things. So I want to play a game that I'm fairly familiar with, that I can play pretty casually, that some of you will enjoy, and so I can just get back to recording and stuff. Because while I've never actually left YouTube, I've kind of just let it slide a little bit. So this Let's Play is going to be uploaded kind of whenever. The video lengths are going to be quite sporadic as well because of the nature of the game, I feel. And it just is going to be what it is. I'm going to try and be quite thematic in the way that I play this. This is essentially like a turn-based slash real-time strategy game. It alternates between the two. If you're aware of the Total War franchise, you'll know exactly what you're getting in for. If not, that's what it is. It's either turn-based in terms of the campaign map, and then real-time actual battles on the battlefield. I'm just going to click campaigns and start a game. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to do Mortal Empires, which has a whole host of different armies that we can be and races and stuff. The Vortex is a little more concise, but it doesn't have the race I want to play as.
I fight for the greater good.
And it isn't you, Tyrion. So I've been a fan of Warhammer for almost 20 years. Well, over 20 years, I reckon. Which shows how old I am. Despite that, like, I'm not like a super pro at, like, particularly the lore or indeed this game. So don't expect ultra elite gameplay. Don't expect me to be like all super like hints and tips. I'm just going to enjoy myself, and I will try and explain what's going on, and for newbies, so you guys get an idea at least of how things are progressing. But I don't know the ins and outs of every single mechanic in the game, even though I've got over 800 hours in it, and I just play for fun. I just play for fun, and I enjoy like the stories, and I enjoy the way that the campaigns kind of develop. And even though I've played this race multiple times in my own time, each campaign sort of like plays out a little bit differently, and I kind of like seeing how that works, and and different dynamics between the races. We are going to be the Empire with Karl Franz here. So the Empire is basically the realm of men. There are different realms of men. There's the Unsibetonians over here somewhere. There they are.
I am the blood of Gilles.
I mean, French, But yeah, these are all sort of knights and chivalry and that sort of stuff.
I am the Fae.
King Arthur inspired with the Lady of the Lake and everything like that. But we are going to be much more brutal, I suppose.
Empire's blessings, yes.
And be the Empire. And the Empire has freaking tanks. As I said, we've got a well-rounded unit roster, so we don't really have any standout units. We don't have any units where we get them, well, that's it, that's the game one. We don't have, like, with Chaos, they have a unit called Chosen, which, like, the best infantry in the game and stuff like that. We don't have anything that's the best in the game, but all round, we've got artillery, we've got cavalry, we've got guns, we've got archers, we've got magic, we've got lords, we've got flying Pegasuses and fireballs and stuff, as you can see. So we've got a whole lot of stuff to play with, and that's what I really like, the versatility of the Empire. All these different types of magic that they have, all these tools at their disposal. And Karl Franz, along with his bros, Balthazar Gelt, who's like a metal-shifting wizard kind of dude.
Defender of the faith.
And Volkmar the Grim, who's this religious zealot who's all for Sigmar and the Empire and stuff like that. And you don't want to mess with him because he has an epic mustache. But for now, we're going to start
Prince and Emperor
with Karl because he is the Emperor, so we're going to start with him. So his initial challenge easy. I'm not sure if that's particularly true. I played with most of these races, and I don't find the Empire easier than any of the others. But I'm pretty confident I'm going to do all right because I've played this start multiple times. This episode, I think, is just going to be us consolidating our first province. We start with some halberdiers who are good in defense, some handgunners who are good at shooty pew pew pew, and some shock cavalry, the Reichsguard, who are our elite cavalry. Don't worry about what all this stuff means. I might touch on it a little bit later on, but for now we're just going to get in there. Playing on normal, because again, just kind of casual, just kind of muck around. And we're going to try and make like thematic armies and read all the text and stuff like that. So we're going to get into the feel of the game, you know, and create like a proper story, a proper narrative about what's going on, and give our characters motivations and stuff, because I am actually more of a role player than a strategist. So I kind of want to think, well, this character's going for this, so he's going to go over here, which is not going to help in terms of the whole big picture, if you like. But it should be fun anyway. We're going to start the campaign. So the newly crowned emperor has returned from a tour of Reichsland to find his capital Altdorf besieged by spider-riding Greekskins, which was the tutorial I couldn't find anymore, so we're just going to having seen off the goblin threat. Franz arrived in his court to find the politicking of the empire already at its height. Middenheim grumbles to the south. The secessionist rebellion is in full flow. Franz must tread carefully. The wrong move now could split the empire asunder before his rule has truly begun. So we've got to deal with these secessionists who are trying to overthrow us, basically.
The skin threat is extinguished, sire.
Yep.
Yet the fight to secure your rule has only just begun.
Is our advisor
the empire
dude.
is beset by civil war once more. Secessionists hostile to your election as emperor are trying to form a breakaway province to the south. Advance, crush them, and bring the lands back to your sovereign rule.
That's this episode.
To the north, Boris Todbringer of Middenheim, a bitter rival in the recent election, is openly hostile. A clash with Todbringer and the wolves of Middenland may well be unavoidable if you wish to unify the empire. Plan for this eventuality. The empire has ever been besieged by foes, but you are a prince of Altdorf. Greatness runs in your very blood. Make the Heldenhammer proud.
I will, Mr. Advisor, sir. I suppose some of you might be questioning when this LP will end, because this is a big-ass game, okay? This is a really big game. I don't know if we can zoom out now to the map, but here we are. And this is the map of the world, here. I am not going to try and take over all of this. I don't think I've ever had a campaign where I have done that. I think what I'll do is I'll play and kind of see how things go. And once I feel that the narrative is done, and you know, we've kind of like settled, and we've rid the world of its major threats, or at least we've kind of our threats, we'll call it done. Because yeah, doing the actually trying to finish this will be fairly tedious. Some of it we'll get into like what I actually need to do that in a little while. But for now, how they play. Alright, so officers. So the men of the Empire can be placed in positions of power once they are sufficiently experienced. Lords get in office get bonus based on position held. So we can have stuff like castling engineers, treasurers and stuff like that that grant bonuses both faction-wide and to that particular army. Wizards. The Empire's colleges of magic produce many wizards whose strength comes from the types of magic they command. So I think the Empire has the most, the widest ranging magic, I think. Loads of different schools of magic, from nefarious amethyst wizards that can drain life to bright wizards that can like net enemies down and kill the undead with banishments, to bright wizards who launch fireballs and great big screaming burning heads and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. And versatile armies. As I said, the Empire can recruit units from across all categories. As a race, they are highly flexible in their army compositions, allowing them to raise specialist armies to nullify other races' strengths. So, in order to win the game, apparently, we need to, if we even do the short one, we need to capture all these, which we will do. We need to get rid of the vampires here, Sylvania, and then we have to do 8 of these. Now, it's possible that we can do this. It's possible. It's this one that takes a while to do. So, but these two, definitely. I'm surprised that... Oh, there we go. And this one. The Warriors of Chaos. And the Archean, the Ever-Chosen. He hasn't appeared yet, but basically he's the End of Times Dune Singer type, you know, ultra badass. Who'll appear later in the game. We're going to beat him. So I'm definitely going to do these two. beat the vampires and unite the Empire, which is this bit. So that's what I'll do, definitely. And we'll see what else is going on. So, we've got a mission. Defeat an army belonging to the following faction in battle, the Empire Successionists. Our armies gather to strike, enemies gather to strike against us once more. Attack first and deny them the opportunity to reach full strength. So if we defeat an army, we will get 1,000 gold. We currently have 6,000 gold, and we are making 1,740 per turn. Alright, you can go away for now. Altdorf here. This is what is in Altdorf right now. There's its garrison. So we're going to upgrade Altdorf to a village. Currently, our capital is apparently a hamlet. And we got all this stuff that we can build, but of course we can't build, like, say, this until we're tier 2, and then we can't build this until we're tier 3. And all these different units that we can get as we get more buildings for them. Like, you know, this is the Shrine of Sigma, which lets us get priests and flagellants, which is basically just better zealots, basically. And the warrior priests are actually amazing. They're really good, so I'm going to get some of them. So currently we've got a dock, which gives us money and growth lets us level up faster. And we've got a training field, which lets us get some basic troops. So, we've also got this guy.
I am Prince and Emperor.
This is Franz, our emperor. We've also got some halberdiers that are really good in defense, some swordsmen who are kind of all around, some spearmen who are again good in defense, handgunners, pew pew, crossbowmen, pew pew but with crossbows, and our shot cavalry, the Reichsguard. And that's our army for now. Looking around, we can see that these are the guys we want to kill. They've got a big double sword there because they do not like us. However, we've got some friends like these guys. Now this is, I will struggle with Tal Ab Ekland. They like us because they've got a nice green face here. So if we click on them, going to diplomacy, we can maybe get some defensive alliances and stuff here. Because they instantly like us, which is really nice. So I'm not keen on these just yet, because if we go into a defensive alliance with them or something, and they get attacked, then we'll have to be we'll have to help them against that enemy. We might be dealing with other things right at that point. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to get into too much like pally stuff right away until we've got our own stuff sorted. So what I want to do is make sure they don't attack me and get a trade agreement, and maybe some military access as well. Why not? So, with a trade agreement, we get 57 gold per turn, which is not a lot. They will get 117 because they're also trading in timber, but we don't actually have any goods to trade right now, so we've basically just got tariffs. So, but still, it's better than nothing, so we'll accept that. And we've got some friends there. I shall do the same. So up here is Boris Todbringer, who apparently is an open rebellion.
Approach us, friend, and make your offer.
So he's friendly, but his attitude towards us is deteriorating. But we'll still get a non-aggression pact with him.
Of course.
So even though he's openly hostile, he actually isn't. And we'll try and get a trade agreement, so again it's another 56 gold per turn. But he wants 300 in order to do that, which means, you know, it'll take about 6 turns to get our money back, but it's better doing that now. Right. So yes, okay. We will do that. Right, we've also got Marienburg up here. Now Marienburg is one of the best ports in the game. It's already making 600 or 700 as opposed to Altdorf, which is making half that. So this is something that we either want to take either by force or by diplomacy. Marienburg currently
close to my blade. Utter your demand before I raise it.
Aren't particularly friendly with us. There's no point asking them anything. And down here we've got Wizenland.
Welcome, my countrymen.
And Wizenland specialise in artillery. Let's see. So we've already got a non-aggression pact with them. We get some military access.
A fool's action.
It doesn't matter. Alright, I'm just going to repeat this for all these guys over here as well, see if I can... I can't get in touch with them just yet. What about Sterling?
An agreement will be reached.
Okay, so That's basically everyone that we can get in touch with right now in terms of diplomacy. But we've made pacts with Finland, and we've made a pact with Talaberclad. Now,
Bring me to my men.
Carl is going to move. This is the area we can move, right here. And we're going to attack these guys. So these guys,
No.
we know we've got some swordsmen and some spearmen, and they've got 4 units that we don't know because they're not in our lands, so our scouts haven't been able to find out what they have. Regardless, we're going to attack them. Helmut Ludenhoff,
Attack!
you are going to die. So here we have the sort of battle overview screen, if you like. Here we can see what the terrain is going to look like when we deploy. When it finally loads up. So it's a fairly clear battle. There's some lowlands here and some hills here, but basically just like a regular battlefield, nothing too interesting there. So we can auto-resolve this. So it thinks that we have like a 60% chance to win this. So if I was to hit this button here, I wouldn't have to play the battle. The game would just decide how the battle goes. Now I will be doing this on occasion, especially for siege battles, because I hate siege battles. I find them really boring. Sometimes I will play them to show them off and everything, and you know, when I feel that I could do better than what this says. But generally I tend to avoid siege battles because I find them tedious as hell. It also, if like this is all yellow up to like there, I'll probably auto-resolve it because it's like completely pointless playing the battle. But this one is definitely something we can do. So we could retreat. I could drop a save here if I wanted to save scum. No penalties for doing so. But we are going to fight the battle. Carl wants vengeance on these guys for breaking off, basically. So we're going to show them a lesson. We're going to show them a lesson, and we're going to teach anyone who might be watching that you do not mess with the Empire. So you can see soldiers get tired as they move around and stuff, so you can have them walking rather than running to alleviate that. And you can force match in a campaign, which we didn't do, but that lets you move further on the campaign map. But if you get attacked, your army will be tired because you're force matching them. Now we get to deploy. I'm going to put all my guys over there. So up here we can see the enemy army. So they have some dude. And then they have some swordsmen, some spearmen, some swordsmen, and some crossbowmen. Alright, some fairly standard stuff. So Carl is going to go here and he's going to have a 1,000-yard stare at this dude. We can actually check out how these guys perform against each other over there on the left. So you can see that. So it's matching Carl versus Helmut here. So Helmut is worse, basically, by a long way. Though he's slightly better in defense. But still, good thing. We're going to put our handgunners over here, like this. Now, I could put them in a long line like that, and that would increase their firing arc, if you like. But it would make them slower to rotate and stuff. So I'm going to put them like that for now. So I want them to turn in and shoot at them, like in this direction. Our infantry can just like line up there, because they're all kind of the samey-ish, if you like. And our cavalry will go on the hill. And look at our mighty Reichsguard. So the major type of... we can even do this, if you like, and get rid of all the overlays so we can see our knights in shining armor, literally. Oops. Right, let's have them facing the right way, though, yeah. Alright, so, yeah, and we're going to put them a bit like that so they can turn and sweep in. So there's our mighty army. We can group units, so I can put these guys in a group and move them all together. And we're going to start the battle. We're going to have everybody move forward. Oops. I've actually forgot. So they've got a double arrow here, which means they're moving fast. Now, in this kind of stage, it doesn't really matter too much. But ideally I would have them walking. I just can't remember how to do that, actually, to be fair. And right now I just want to get this first battle out the way. So we're going to have the handgunners looking like that. You can attack them. You can attack them. You can attack them. Carl, get him. And the artillery. So we're going to have our first duel here. Carl is going to face off. And... I reckon Cal got the better of that one. Or maybe not. Alright, so the battle is joined. We can see them all like doing their thing, but I'm going to Zoho, you're shooting into the middle there, and Rexar, what the hell are you doing? So the Right Guard are going to go and say hello to their crossbowmen. In a very... There we go. There we go. Yeah, they've said hello. I've asked my crossbowmen to shoot at these spearmen, because these spearmen are not shielded. In their armor, just 30, whereas these swordsmen, they have a little bronze shield, which means 35% of all small arms fire will be mitigated, so I don't want to shoot at them with crossbows and stuff. Carl, what are you doing? See, I expected Carl to completely wreck this dude. And he's not. He just really isn't. He's not doing very well at all. Carl, I'm pretty disappointed, I gotta say, dude. I'm pretty disappointed in your performance here. Anyway, they're breaking off because of the... Gonna have our right guard charge into the back of these guys because those have a skull next to them, which means they are not coming back, whereas this white flag means that they are running, but they could well recover. So this top bar here is their health, essentially, and the bottom bar is their morale. So these are getting morale back. They aren't because they're getting shot in the back. Let's shoot at them for a bit. Because their shields are not going to help when they're running in the other direction. Alright, who won? There's also a third bar for some units. This one, that is their ammunition. So we beat these guys. We beat them. Eventually, Carl. Look how beat up Carl is. God damn it. So we want to finish off as many as possible. See, these guys got 35 kills. The Spearman got 24. The Right Guard got 87 as well. They should. Carl got none, I reckon. No, he got 7. But Carl isn't very good at groups. He's a duelist, so he's better at a single entity. You would have thought. So why this guy was such a hassle? Maybe I compared them the wrong way around. This guy's got 55 melee attack and 45 defense. Yeah, 65 and... Yeah, so why did you have such a trouble? Because your melee attack, Carl, is 65. His melee defense is 55. So you should hit him more than he hits you. Really? 55 melee attack compared to 38. Carl's a bit of a glass cannon. He really is. Alright, anyway, we can end this now. So a decisive victory. I'm victorious. The corpses of the enemy litter the ground, and those still able to flee do so with the laughter of our gods ringing in their ears. I reckon we have the same gods, but never mind. So we're going to end up. We could save the replay and relive our glorious victory over and over. It looks like, actually, to be fair, we lost 48 guys. So Carl tanked a bunch of the damage, I reckon. The Right Guard did really well. Everyone just performed pretty well, basically, which is good. So it was fairly even, but yeah, we killed, like, you know, way more of them than it was. So decisive victory. So now we get to decide what to do. We get 131 gold just from looting them, as well as a rank gain for Franz, because he gets skill points, which means this is a role-playing game, right? That's what constitutes a role-playing game. Some people's minds. So we could take on captives to replenish our troops. Can you see how they it pops up there? So we forced them to join us. So we could do that. That's a reasonable thing to do. We could kill them all. Could read this, shouldn't I? So force these troops to change allegiance, allow them to serve in your army. It's like, we will kill you, or you can join us. So of course they're going to join us, you know, because at least they get to return home to their families at some point. So we can execute the captives, though. Leave no captives alive. The foe and their allies will not look upon you kindly, but their enemies will respect your decision. So basically, that means that diplomacy-wise, the successionists and anyone aligned to them will not like us very much for killing captives. But we gain leadership bonus, which means our guys will not run away as easy, probably knowing that we're a complete bastard and we'll probably kill them if they do. Or we could pardon the captives, allow the warriors to return to their homelands for a ransom. Despite dipping into their treasury, the enemy will appreciate such a deed. So we take away some of their wealth. We'll probably just like take everything they have and then let them go. So we get 288 gold. but our casualty replenishment rate is -5% because men are reluctant to join the ranks of this army. I'm going to pick this one, take on captives, which means that we'll get... Actually, should I? Because we're going to get some replenishment anyway. I don't want to risk it. At this point in the game, we need troops more than money, I think. At least for, 288 isn't that many anyway. So we're gonna do that. So they're gonna run away back into Grunberg.
Pick up the pace.
Towards it at least. We get 1,000 gold for doing that.
It is important to act quickly if you have any intention of securing lasting authority over the Empire. The people must learn that open dissent cannot be tolerated. Capture Grunberg and snuff out the resistance there.
Alright, so our next mission for 1,000 gold is to defeat and capture Grunberg. A breakaway city of Grunberg lies relatively undefended. Reclaim it to send a powerful message to all those who doubt your authority. That'll be next turn now. Right now, we're going to step back into our lands, where we'll get a little bit more healing. And we are going to get some units. So currently, well, there are always two choices. We can get some Regiment of Renown, except we can't, because it's all locked out. Because this all depends on the rank of our Lord, all the way up to rank 30 for the Royal Altdorf Griffites. We can't get anything right now, because we're only level 2. Or we can get some regular troops, which is what we're going to do. So we are going to get some swordsmen, because they are kind of... Going to get one swordsman, actually. Because they're like all-round decent troops against kind of everything, at least at this stage of the game. And we're going to get some Free Company militia. Now these guys are skirmishers on foot, so they have the vanguard deployment, meaning that I can deploy further into the battlefield if I want to. And they're a decent melee combatant, because they also have guns. They have guns and they have swords, so they're very versatile, basically. And I think they're really good at this stage of the game. So we're going to get 2 of them to increase our versatility of our army. Carl also leveled up. Got a little arrow there, little arrow here. Click on that, and we got 3 choices. We can make him harder to hit, which increases melee defense. We can increase his aura of leadership. So currently his leadership's 88. And anyone within a radius around him has a leadership of 88. Various things in the game, like being attacked in the flank or losing or whatever, will lower a unit's leadership. So it might be like -8 for being attacked in the flank and stuff like that. And once leadership is 0, they will then break. So having good leadership is a good thing. But we are going to get Route Marcher. Those who know the land and its secrets will travel faster and further than the foes who don't. Gives us 10% movement range, which is really good. So that is our first turn done. So we are upgrading Altdorf to a village. We have defeated these guys who are currently on the run. Now those units that survived will then start replenishing. That's why I tried to finish a couple of them off. I didn't do a very good job. I was chatting and stuff as well, And Grunberg is next on our list. So we're going to enter. Now in the future, when we get into turns where we can see more of the map, it may be best if, unless I have something to say in the interim, I skip this and I just rejoin you at the start of my new turn. Because with this game, one of the problems and one of the reservations I had about playing it was that, games, you spend more time watching the game than playing it. Because as you can see, there are a lot of different factions in this game. Now, a lot of these are kind of like offshoots and stuff, and they will die fairly quickly, relatively quickly, whereas some of them will remain until the end game, like the dwarves and I want to say greenskins, so that's not normally the case. But here we go through all the sort of greenskin little tribes and stuff, but these eventually should become confederated, so there are less of these in the game because there are so many of them right now. But still, it takes a long time to for the AI to take its turn. So I might just cut the video and like rejoin, or if turns get really long, we can just like do one turn of video. But that's unlikely, really, at least for certain turns. Anyway, so we saw their turn, And we can see that they are raising an army here. So this icon here means mustering. So units are currently queued for recruitment. So we know they're not going to move, basically, because they're mustering. Getting Islehat. And that dude's went over here. So we can't see here, but we know he's somewhere around there, heading towards Helmgard. But our mission right now is to get Grunberg. So we've got some more units now, which is nice.
Is it time?
If we click on Grunberg and look at this, Grunberg, we can see that they have some spearmen and some swordsmen. As it said, relatively undefended.
Raise your weapons.
We have a large army now. So this is one of those times where I'm just going to auto-resolve. I'm probably better off not, to be fair, because it'll still have us take some losses that we probably won't if I just played this myself. But just to show the mechanic. So we killed them all, but we took some losses. But that's okay. We got 127. We got a potion of speed, which Carl now has, and another rank. So the blue liquid in a small bottle blesses the imbiber with the boost of supernatural speed. So it gives us acceleration, charge speed, speed and vigor. So it makes us move faster, basically. So you need to know. Not particularly great for Carl, because I suppose it could be, but it's better for like a mounted lord or someone who's going to be kind of on their own. I want Carl to be with his troops right now, for the aforementioned leadership bonus. Now, because that was a settlement, we get 4 choices. We can completely raise it. All building is destroyed and the settlement is torched, meaning it just becomes a ruin. We do not want to do that. We could sack it, meaning that we do not capture it, but steal wealth and damage buildings. So it's basically just being a get to the enemy, basically. So we can completely loot it, fill our coffers and leave, and then they have to go back in and repair everything. So it can be good if you're attacking, but you're not particularly keen on actually gaining more land right now, and you just want to harass the enemy. We can loot and occupy. You gain wealth from looting, but buildings in the settlement are damaged. All captives are enslaved, public order is greatly reduced, and your diplomatic relations with the previous owner suffer greatly. So we beat them, we loot them, and we occupy it. This, in my opinion, is kind of the worst choice, because often the loot that you get is offset by the damaged buildings, which then you have to repair. So I don't generally choose this one at all, unless I really, really need the money. But it does let us recruit more units. Same as this one, because I guess you get people and force them to join your armies. We are going to occupy, and all the captives are killed. So basically, this will affect public order. We're going to occupy it. We got a potion of speed, as we know.
Sources report that Middenheim is sending help to the secessionists in an effort to destabilize the Empire, intercept their reinforcements, and demonstrate to Todbringer that there is but one master of Reichland.
Battle of Woodpine Woods. I'm going to read this later because this is like a quest mission that you can go on. You can actually teleport there during certain circumstances, so you can like hop there and hop back, and it's like a little challenge. But if we win, we get a battle wizard. But I won't be doing that for a while.
The realm grows, your eminence, yet many evils still abound in this world. The Empire remains divided, and marauding greenskins still threaten your lands. Further afield, there are rumors of a dark force rising in the east, spreading the taint of undeath. You must remain vigilant.
I am. Don't you worry. Yeah, so here are the vampires. Von Karstein, Tempelhof, and there's another one here as well, which we can't see. Little Manfred. And up here we've got Skarsnik. Well, you can't see him. He's there he is, Skarsnik, the Crooked Moon. We're not going to worry about him just yet, even though we should relatively soon. So we got enemies everywhere, basically. Anyway, so we have to occupy, loot, raise, or sack 2 different settlements. The election of a new emperor has often led up to turmoil as the machinations of elected counts play out. But the nobles conduct their petty power. As the nobles conduct their petty power struggles, the nation fractures. It is up to the newly elected sovereign to begin the process of reunification, bringing the entire province under his rule. must be a priority. So, and a province is basically, this is a province. Reichland is a province, and it's made up of 4 regions. Altdorf, Gunberg, both of which we have, then Eilhart, Helmgard. So what the game is basically saying is, we have to capture these 2 to secure this province. And that is what we will be doing very shortly. So I know I said that the first episode will be us capturing all of this. I think I'm going to split it into 2. Because I do play the game pretty quickly when I'm playing it on my own, casually, but I've been yapping a lot, and that has taken a bit more time. So I am going to join you next time, where we're going to level Carl, maybe get some more units and head over here and deal with the rest of these successionists. So for now, I am going to head off. You see how these guys are also mustering? The Wisenland and then Middenheim up here. They're all getting armies for stuff. So a lot of stuff I haven't covered, but this is just like the first turn, literally. We're on turn 2 now. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay, I should mention as well that, so some of these guys, like the Empire Carl Franz, and some of his bros, Volkmar the Grim, Balthasar Gelt, these are set in stone. These are Lords of Renown that I'm not going to rename. However, there are a bunch of other units in the game that I can rename. For example, these generic kind of generals, and some heroes, warrior priests, witch hunters, empire captains, and battle wizards. So, and you can also, if you wanted to, rename settlement as well, but I'm not going to do that. But for the sort of the generic lords, if you like, and heroes, I am willing to rename these. So if anyone watches a video where I get one of these lords, one of our hero, drop me a comment saying I would like to be renamed after that lord, please. Call me whatever, probably based on your YouTube handle, and I shall rename. Don't make it rude, I reserve the right not to. If you're going to call an Empire Captain Knob Jockey or something, I probably want to do that. But if you want to be like a character in the game, then drop a comment. It'll be first come, first served. And so I'll hire someone, I'll get a comment, and then I'll rename someone after the first person who comments saying I want to be that character. So we'll do that, and then you guys can be in my armies, and I can get you all killed. Not for the first time as well, with like other streams that we've done and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go. I shall see you next time. Hope you enjoyed that. Next time, we're going to secure Reichland. I shall see you then. Take care. Goodbye.